Hey, Robloxia, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to sort an array of parts by distance and then flash them in the correct sequence. Okay, let's do this. So first of all, I want to point out the problem. Usually you start with a folder or a model and then you put some parts in this folder like this, and then you start to select these parts and then duplicate them with Ctrl D, then select it again and then duplicate it again with Ctrl D, and so on and so on. You build it up little by little until you are done. Let me do this one more time like that, and your result should look like this. So after that you create a script and then you select with this function all the parts in this folder or model, and then you go with a for loop through all these parts in this array and change the appearance, for example. When you are done with the scripting, the result should look like this. As you can see, the parts in this array are not in the correct order. The goal is to make them blink starting from this part and ending with this part. There are two methods to achieve this goal. The first one would be to start the Third World War. The second one would be simply to sort the table containing the parts by distance, and since I'm locked in the basement forever, I decided to go with the second method. Okay, since I'm done to point out the problem, I will delete this folder. I have two solutions for you. The first one is the simple one. Let's say you have a simple model, a straight line of parts, or in other words, if your following parts in this model are always further away from the measure point than the previous part, then you can use this simple solution. I will show you how to do that. You first of all create a folder, then put some parts in this folder like I did, as you can see, the straight line, and in front of all these parts you have to put another part called measure part. Change the color of this part, for example yellow, and then you have to create a script like I did. I call my script sort cubes by distance. In your script you should simply write down this code. Let me explain you briefly what this code does. So first you create a local variable and use this function getDescendants or getChildren to create your array. Then you should select your measure part. Since I don't want my measure part to be visible in the world, I set the transparency to 1. After that, I start to sort my table with this function table.sort. In bracket, I select my array and then I use this function to compare the distance from two parts between the measure point, and then the result is returned by this return. Good. Now that our parts all sorted by distance in our array descendants, we can start to manipulate them. I do that with a while loop, and then in this while loop I have a for loop in which I loop through the whole array, and I simply change the material first to neon, and after 0.1 seconds I change it back to plastic. Okay, let's have a look to the result. As you can see, all parts are blinking in the right order, and if you do everything like I do, it will work for you too. Okay, now I will show you the more complicated solution. For example, if in your model the middle parts like this one in the back or this one here are further away from your measure point than the last part like this one, then you have to use this solution. The creation process is the same as the first one. Simply create a model or a folder and then put all your parts in this folder or model, and then in front of all the parts put your measure point and name your part measure part. That's it. And then you have to create a script. I have done that already. And then rename your script if you like. First you have to select all your parts with this function getDescendants or getChildren. Then you have to select your measure part. And then you have to create a second table. And again, I will set my measure part to fully transparent. In this code block, I run through the array descendants with this while loop. In this for loop, I choose the closest part to my measure part. Then I insert this part with the function table insert in my second table order by distance. After that is done, I remove the closest part from the current array descendants. So with each run, the table becomes smaller and smaller until there is no entry left. And if this is done, this while loop ends. In this code block, I start to change the appearance of all parts in this array order by distance. You know that already. You can design this code block according to your wishes. Okay, let's look at the result. As you can see, the parts are flashing again all in the correct order, and that's exactly how it should be. Good, that's all. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know that in the comments. Thank you for watching and bye.